Zoomed up now and it got it. Safari.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? Hope you're feeling fantastic out there. I appreciate you watching. I'm waiting for my computer to do magical things.
YouTube video player, empty group.
And
90%.
I've tried to lower the volume on it, and for whatever reason, it doesn't stay lowered when I'm in Zoom, when I'm connecting. Of course, the time that I want it to be less. So if you're new to me, welcome. My name is Sarah from Divinely-You. I'm an astrologer, Reiki healer, and energy worker, intuitive, all of the things. And I have been mixing things up because I'm trying to kind of feel out how I want to do my videos. I do want to get back to doing sun signs, but it just hasn't felt aligned to do sun signs. I will go back to it. I would like to think eventually. But right now it's not feeling it, because I feel like what I'm getting is messages are like collective messages, like we're all in similar places, and like we're all experiencing collectively like some big energy, and so that's why I haven't been doing sun signs pretty much. So, and I still think I'm trying to kind of integrate and embody everything that I got from the astrology class that I finished up a couple of weeks ago. So there's that as well. So let's talk about the astrology. And I'm actually working on a little bit of an abstract. I do abstract art. And so I'm working on, there we go. This is pinks and greens, which is heart activation, heart chakra activation. And I'm feeling like it spoke to me the other night. I was actually working on a blue tones piece while I was watching some people play video games on Twitch. And I forgot how much watching people play video games actually activates my creativity. I haven't really watched people play video games since I was in college, so 20 years ago. I have said 20 years ago and 30 years ago in the last couple of weeks, and I literally don't feel like I'm old enough to be able to say any of that shit. So as I was working on an abstract while watching people play video games on Twitch, I just got a massive nudge to do this on YouTube and to talk about astrology while I color. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I could show you guys charts, but I know a lot of people who follow me who really, either A, don't see, so looking at charts probably isn't gonna work, be your forte, but B, I just feel like it's not, for me, it's not about showing the charts so much as talking to you about what's energetically happening. So let's get into it. And while I work on this heart chakra abstract, and then I'll talk more about the heart chakra after I do that. So we're kind of in this, I don't want to call it a void, because it's not a void. It's more of the planets are supporting us in where things are about to go. So I've been looking a lot ahead at what's coming for the fall and early next year. And it's going to be a lot of crazy energy and a lot of crazy change in our world as we knew it. And, I'm sure that from 2020 on, normal is gone. Whatever we called normal, working 9 to 5, all of the things that we called normal. People have been trying to get back to being normal, and I literally see it imploding all over the place, and it's not working. There's a reason why, because we're moving in a different direction. We had this North Node Uranus Mars conjunction a few weeks back, and pretty much since then, and it was amplified by that Aquarius full moon last week. But pretty much since that conjunction and until, I don't know, because the North Node and Uranus are hanging out in Taurus for a good while. And they're going to continue to, because Uranus is going to go retrograde, meaning it's going to look like it's moving backwards, but it's going to like hang out with the North Node for a while. So it's literally changing the trajectory of humanity and of our planet. And so who knows what's going to happen like geologically and geographically to our planet, but we're already obviously seeing like earthquakes and weird weather and weird storms and all kinds of, that's like totally Uranus and Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign, is a fixed earth sign. Uranus is a disruptor. It changes, it changes trajectory, it changes it upsets the course of the direction and whatever. And so so we have that going on, and then of course Mars being its little activator of change, activator of just activating as it passes through its energy, other energies. We have Mars doing its thing and whatnot. But coming up this fall, we're gonna have Mars move into Gemini, and once Mars, that actually happens like later this week, but once Mars moves into Gemini, it gonna be there for a long time. Like it's there for, I think, until March of next year. That's a long time for Mars to be in a sign, but it's going to be in there, and then it's going to go retrograde around Scorpio season, and then it'll come direct. And so it's going to be, Mars is going to be in Gemini for a long time. Why is that significant? Well, we had eclipses in Gemini early last year, like in June of last year in 2021, we had eclipses in Gemini. And so what does Mars do? It activates. So when it goes back over an area that's been hit by an eclipse, or that's been hit by another big chunk of energy, then it's going to activate that energy. So it's going to activate those eclipses. Then we have the eclipses in Scorpio later this fall. We got a lot going on during Scorpio season. So around mid-October. So I feel like what wants to come through is like, we kind of have this from now, it's August 15th at the time I'm recording this video and posting it. We have from now until like mid-October to, I guess, get our shit together. By that, I mean, get your heart together, follow your heart, activate your heart, your love center. I'm looking for my pencil sharpener and I put it in a different spot. Activate your heart. That's why I felt like the heart chakra was where the focus needed to be, because it's balancing. Like the heart is like the midpoint of our body, right? We have these 7 energy centers in our body. We have the lower chakras and the higher chakras, and the heart is the center of that. And so to really find that space of like bringing things to you that bring you happiness, bring you joy, the heart is where it's at. You got to listen to your heart. You got to be open to your heart, and you got to soften your heart. You got to get softer. You got to love, show the love, be love yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to your past. Like part of this is doing a lot of healing work. Part of this is like purging. Like I've been purging like crazy. Are you getting like breakouts, like lots of pimples? Are you having like digestive issues? Are you like what else? Maybe you're feeling like various pains that are seemingly random. Headaches are really common. Purging, especially I got headaches with like shakes and tremors, and like I wasn't having seizures or anything, but like I was having pretty significant headaches. And I've had them off and on throughout most of this year, where I've literally been like in bed because nothing that I do, and I don't do any over the counter stuff. I do oils and things like that. But you may be experiencing a lot of physical symptoms that are like completely random, and you're like, what the hell is this? You're purging. When you emotionally and mentally purge, your physical body has to purge that energy and get it out of its system. You may feel like the urge to like do some sort of physical exercise or something, like dance and random movements, because your body needs to just move energy through its system and get it out of you, because you're deprogramming and deconditioning everything that you were raised with, all of the programming of like living in this sort of delusioned world we're in, or illusioned world we're in. And it's time to stop blaming our past for where we're going. Like, oh, I can't do that because people who I was raised with would think I'm weird. Do you guys think my family gets anything about what I do? Nope. And I don't care. I have nothing to prove to them, because my responsibility is to me. My responsibility is to my heart and to my soul, and what my soul cries out for at night. Like, color. Go watch people play video games and color. Okay. Go watch people play video games and crochet while they play video games. I don't know jack shit about video games, just FYI. I know the names of a few. And I have had friends over the years who have played video games. I don't really know. I stopped playing video games at Super Mario Brothers because they got 3D and I couldn't follow them anymore. Still play a few, but they're like Tetris and stuff like that on my phone. So think of things that bring you creative joy, like that do balance out your heart. Your heart chakra is balanced and cleanse things that are pink or things that are green. And if you're like, oh, I don't see color, I don't understand color, you can still go online and order just like anybody else does. You can find a shirt that's pink. There's a color list there and it tells you what color it is. Or take somebody shopping with you and have them help you find those things that are that color. Find some jewelry that's pink or that's green. I'll talk about some stones and some oils here in a bit. But we're in this space right now. And like I said, we've got about 2 months of this, where between now and mid-October, around the start of Scorpio season, where there is going to be a lot of energy shifting rapidly, fast. We have Uranus is gonna go retrograde early next week. The sun will move into Virgo. And so Mars is going to move into Gemini. So we're going to have these things like rapid fire energy changing. And if you're still stuck in that victim space of, well, I can't because the people I was raised with will think I'm stupid, or the people that I was friends with for 30 years will think I'm crazy. Yeah, and who cares? Your responsibility is to yourself and what your heart desires. And if that means you go completely against the grain, that's totally Uranian, and that's totally fine. That's what Uranus is here to do, is to support us in being individuals and finding our unique path. And if that means that you sit on YouTube sharpening your colored pencils, that's what you do. I was thinking over the weekend while I was watching the gamers, I'm like, I really want a camera with a mount so that you could watch me color. And I'm working on those kinds of things in the background. I'm just trying to find things that like fit the environment that I'm in, which I can adjust my environment. I really like have that flexibility now where I'm living, that I can change my environment to support. But my issue with cameras is a lot of them are touchscreen, and I don't do well with touchscreens that don't have a speech feedback option. And I'm pretty sure like video cameras don't have a speech feedback option. So there's that. So I stick with Zoom and my camera on my laptop. So there's that. So you've got 2 months. That doesn't mean wait until October, because if you wait until October, you're going to run out of time. You can always follow your heart, but right now you have the support with all the planets and other asteroids and things like that. You have the support to make the changes. And I'm not saying you won't have the support in October through whenever, because you'll always have the support. Your guides are always there, your guardian angels are always there looking down on you. You're always going to have your higher self trying to help you out. But if you want to maximize the energies that are available right now is the time to do that. We're still in Leo season. We still have another 6 days, 7 days of Leo season. This has been a wacky Leo season. I feel like it's been a Leo season with a lot of purging and not a lot of fiery going on, which Leo season usually packs. It just feels different. It feels like this year was very different. But I felt like I was purging a lot. So you've got the support. Take advantage of where the planets are right now to stop being the victim, stop being like, oh, well, what are these people going to think? What are that people going to think? You know what? Gives a crap what they think. Do you do things that make you happy on a daily basis? Do you do things that bring you joy? Do you find ways to be joyful, even if it's a sticky situation? I've always found that to be one of the biggest, I suppose, rewards to like having gratitude, having a heart full of gratitude or having a heart full of joy, is when I can find joy in a bad situation. Like, even if it was when I was living in the city and I would like miss my train or miss my bus or whatever. And I remember there were times where I complained about that or bitched about that or whined about that. And then I kind of got to the point where I was like, maybe I wasn't supposed to be on that bus. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be on that bus. Maybe I was supposed to be on this bus because there were going to be different people. Or maybe I was supposed to get that driver because that driver was going to just have a different attitude today than that other driver. Maybe something was going to happen that I didn't need to be a part of. I remember when I was living in the Bay Area and I missed a train and I had to wait for the next one. And you're sitting there and you're like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to have to wait for the next train. I really wanted to be in the city. I wanted to be doing this, that, and the other thing. Well, as it would turn out, the train that I missed was the train that somebody ended up being stabbed to death on. I know me. That would have hurt my feelings to know that that happened on my train. So you always want to think about why maybe God was trying to help you. May not have looked like it at the time. Maybe he was trying to help you. Maybe the divine was trying to help you. And it may not have looked like it, but there's usually a reason for everything. In fact, there's always a reason for everything. Nothing is coincidental. Nothing is, so you've got this, like, everything is here for a reason. The people in your life are here for a reason. And sometimes we can't question that, because questioning that would actually make us nuts, would actually make us lose our minds. So we got to kind of be okay. Like, I don't know why most of my friends are online right now and I am stuck here in Illinois, and I don't want to think that way. Like, I'm here in Illinois. I have the time, I have the space, the flexibility to have a more like flexible routine and a flexible schedule and do what I want to do when I want to do it. And there's a reason for that, because it's allowing me to deprogram and decondition myself from feeling like I have to do all of the things all of the time. I still do a lot of things a lot of the time, but I don't feel like I have to burn myself out physically to get things done. So as we move through this week with the astrology the way that it is, take advantage of it. Take advantage of these moments. There's going to be tough stuff, right? Obviously, the moon's doing its thing. The sun's doing its thing. Mercury's doing its thing. But to be honest with you, I feel like this week could be easier to get through and more supportive than some of the stuff that's coming up later this year. Like I said, the Scorpio season, take advantage of this now, this time now, to purge, to deprogram yourself, to get rid of old ways of being, old beliefs, old victim states of being, old blaming, old, whatever. Like that shit's outdated. You don't need that moving forward. Take advantage of this time now with all this energy the way that it is, because you let this go until Scorpio season got hurt. I'm not going to lie. Scorpio is fixed water. It is not my favorite sign, and I have a lot of it in my chart. I am a Scorpio moon rising Uranus. So I am looking at this Scorpio season like, ooh, this is all going to come on top of me. It's going to be all these planets. Like I think I saw Venus, Mercury, the South Node, of course. The South Node is our past, and it's been on top of my moon and Uranus for a while. And then we'll have eclipses going on. All of this is going to happen on my moon and Uranus. So it's going to be, if I don't do my work now, by the time we get to Scorpio season, I will be an emotional disaster. And I don't really want to be an emotional disaster. Part of what I have learned this year is being emotionally, I don't want to say responsible, because I'm not always emotionally responsible. But I will say more emotionally managed. Like I understand why I feel the way I feel, or like when something triggers me, I go in and I do the work to process it. So think about that as we move through all these energies. Where can you get a hand, get more into emotional management? I know coaches who work specifically on emotional intelligence, learning how to work with your emotions. One thing that I've learned about my emotions is a lot of my things that I feel aren't necessarily mine. They're other people's. I just take them on because it's part of me being an empath, me being an intuitive. So anyway, you enjoyed this chat? Me sitting here mostly sharpening my pencils. I feel like this pencil sharpener is not very good. I can't find mine, so I'm actually using a different one. But I feel like I need a better pencil sharpener. This one I don't feel like sharpens very well. So, heart chakra. So, balance your heart chakra, open your heart chakra, clear your heart chakra. The heart chakra is based on, it's obviously in our heart center. The colors are green and pink. So various shades of green and pink, hence why I'm coloring in greens and pinks. I didn't pick any specific colors. I went into my color pencil boxes and I pulled out the pinks and the greens. So there was no actual thought involved. It was just, oh, that's a pink one. That's a green one. Okay, that works. And then I just start scribbling. I do mostly abstract coloring. I don't do a lot of detail coloring. It's not my style at all. It takes too much effort for me. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do geometric shapes. Like I'll draw triangles, squares, circles, parallelograms, things like that, and then match them up and connect them together with various colors. So sometimes I do it that way. Other times I just sit and scribble. Whatever's feeling flowy. And I don't care. No one's actually really going to see these other than y'all watching my YouTube. Which, by the way, share my YouTube if you like my shit. So heart chakra is green and pink. You can get stones that support your heart chakra. I have obviously rose quartz. Is that one? And then I have green aventurine. Is that one? You can go to the stone store and ask specifically for heart chakra stones or green stones, or you can, there's jade. There's a, I want to say there's a jasper, green jasper, but I don't know. This is another rose quartz heart shaped that I sometimes use. I hold this one in the palm of my hand when I'm really feeling like I need some heart support. But you can sit with these, you know, in the palms of your hands with your hands open, to receive, you know, receive heart support, to open your heart, to soften your heart, to balance your heart chakra. Oils that I use for heart chakra, we got, oh, that sucks. The rose one just fell off my table. Geranium is one of my favorites. I literally just pop a dab of this right on my heart chakra, and just allow it to do its thing. I don't know if I can find that other roller or not. Let me see. If it rolled under my table, I guarantee you I can't find it. Not roll under my table. Yay. Looking for the label. There we go. This is rose. And this one is a roller. So rollers are great because you can just roll it on. Take a good sniff, roll it right on your heart chakra. Rose oil is great for that. You can get like a rose water and spritz yourself. That's great for cleansing and balancing. It opens up your space, all of those things. So rose oil and geranium oil to support your heart chakra, to balance your heart chakra. But really, I feel like the heart chakra came to me because as we move through all of this, it's really getting in touch with your heart and your soul that's going to support you in stepping into what's next for you. And, you know, again, you can go back to that normalcy, but honestly, like, we don't know, to be fair, like, we don't know what Uranus and Taurus and all these eclipses and activations of eclipses are going to bring. We already see weird things happening in our world. And the more that we see, the more that we need to allow ourselves to be aware of the fact that things are changing, that things are going to be disrupted. And we're just at the beginning of this, to be honest. It's going to go on for a while. We're gonna see like a complete change. That whole, like I said before, I think it was the Aquarius full moon video, I talked about how the world of suffering and the world of scarcity is gone. We are stepping into a new golden era of time where we can feel abundant and be abundant, right? And abundance doesn't necessarily mean you have to have all of the things. Abundance can just be like, I feel solid and secure in my own body, in my own physical space, in my own energy, right? It can be just, I feel safe, I feel secure, I know I'm going to be okay, I trust that God's got me, and I really do. I really do 1000% trust that God is taking care of us and that we're all okay and that it's going to be okay. Let's pull a couple cards, shall we, to close this out? So that's kind of what's going on astrologically. Like, I mean, there are things happening. There's transits and aspects to planets happening. But to be honest, like, I don't feel the need to go into all of that detail. There's other astrologers, Fixed Air Moon, the Leo King, that go into all of those details. And I'm gonna let them do it. Not that I don't know them or know the transits, know the aspects and all that. But I feel like speaking into your heart space and speaking into your energy and talking to you about like what you may be experiencing right now, because we're all exhausted, right? We're all really fatigued emotionally from what's been going on the last couple of years. And right now is the time to like stand in your warrior stance even as hard as you can and really step into that heart space and step into your soul's desires and your soul's mission. We're all here for a soul mission. We were brought here. Actually, we chose to be here. And I fully believe we all chose to be here in this time and in this space for a reason. We all wanted to experience this in some way, shape, or form, whether it was, we're excited about it, or we wanted to learn from it, or whatever it was. Like for me, I feel like there was definitely like, this is cool, this is awesome, but I'm also like, there's also a lot of learning here and there's a lot of growth here for me. And so, you know, but ultimately we all chose to be here in this time and in this space. And I fully believe that the divine has us. I think that if there weren't some level of light here on the planet, the shit show would have been a lot worse. That's just my personal opinion, is the shit show could have been a lot worse. Yes, I know it's hard to believe it could have been worse. But I think that we've had breadcrumbs along the way. We've had nuggets along the way that have given us hope, that have given us light, that have shown us that God is here protecting us. I think that there's been a lot of breadcrumbs and nuggets along the way to show us that. And so, let's see, I drew from the Sacral Chakra Oracle deck, and we got empowerment. How perfect. Empower yourself. Empower others around you. Be like aware of how you talk to people around you. Are you talking to people like they are worthy and valuable to be loved? And talk to yourself that way too. It's all about empowerment. It's empowering each other. It's showing up for one another and welcoming those other people, because we're also here by the divine. So empowerment. Let's go with another from the Sacral Chakra. That happens to be one of my favorite decks. I really like pulling from this deck because I feel like the Sacral Chakra is a great place for healing emotionally and mentally. Oddly enough, I used the Heart Chakra today, but they don't have a Heart Chakra deck yet. So all I got's the Sacral Chakra, but it's also just fine for healing. Can be your emotional processing center, and all of our chakras work together ultimately. This one is the mirror. Ooh, I've been talking about the mirror a lot lately. I would invite you to do mirror work. I do naked mirror work when I do mirror work, but I really invite you to do mirror work. The Hearts Unleashed podcast does have a mirror work episode. And the reason that I say this is that so many of us have a hard time looking at ourselves in the mirror and telling ourselves that we love ourselves, or that we're hot, or that we're sexy, or that we're beautiful, or that we're special, or that we're unique, and we're all of the things. Take advantage of this moment in time to look at yourself in the mirror, fall in love with yourself, give yourself the compassion, give yourself the emotions. Maybe you've been denied those emotions. Maybe you don't feel those emotions. But this is like one of those perfect opportunities to really allow yourself to be emotional towards yourself. Maybe you need to look at yourself in the mirror and cry out some shit, some gunk, some healing, and say some things to yourself. Maybe you don't like yourself and you feel like you need to look in the mirror and tell yourself, I don't like you. I don't like you when you do this. I don't like you when you do that. And maybe it's time to look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself just how beautiful you are. And empower yourself, because empowering yourself empowers those around you. Healing yourself heals those around you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you love this. If you did, please leave me a comment. Oh, I'll show you the drawing as it is now. I don't know if I'll work on it anymore. Probably not. So basically, I had no rhyme reason, no nothing. I just put color to paper. I do very abstract drawings. Like I said, I don't do detail at all. But mostly this was to put green and pink on paper and activate the heart chakra. And so there never needs to be any perfections or anything. I don't do this for anybody's anybody is anything other than myself. And, you know, I do various color ways. Sometimes I do random colors. Sometimes I do monotone. This one I did the green and the pink because of the heart chakra. So there's that. Anyway, I hope you found this to be helpful. I am opening up the opportunity for you to get an astrology reading and get all of the support from me. And so if you're interested in that, my email is below. If you're on my Instagram, you can DM me there. And so, yeah, I am opening up to astrology readings because, to be honest with you, I think I feel like that's something that can really be helpful right now, is to have somebody really look at your natal chart and really give you insight and support structures to help you through this, because we are going through our own like very individual, unique healing right now, and our own individual, unique self-discoveries right now. And so if you're interested in that, get in touch with me and we can make that happen. But so I feel good about the astrology at this point. Like, I feel good about knowing it, looking at it, understanding it, and supporting you in any way that I can to get through this. So if you're really struggling, or even if you're not struggling, but you're like, damn, I wish I understood this thing about myself. Getting to know your own astrology can really help. That's probably been my biggest my biggest gratitude towards astrology, is just that self-acceptance and understanding and valuing or honoring the fact that I am who I am and you are who you are. You're created here, divinely unique. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you